But according to the Olympics official website, Team USA's win over Japan only drew 13,040 fans, which was the lowest attended game among the opening 6 matchups in group play. The Serbia versus Puerto Rico game was the second worst attended game, with 15,324 fans in attendance, while Spain and China had the largest crowd with 27,021 fans in the building. 4 of the 6 opening games drew over 20,000 fans. This had some observers wondering if the presence of Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese would have the stands packed for Team USA.
That was, of course, Stephen A. Smith actually pointing out the obvious. I mean, it was so obvious to most of us out there that when the USA basketball team decided to not invite Caitlyn Clark onto their team, there would be actual ramifications. I don't know how many of you out there thought low ticket sales was actually going to hit the best women's basketball team in the world, but it has. That is the topic on today's Underrated. Hey, super quick, thanks so much for all of your support. Well over 1 million views in the past 12 months. If you haven't already subscribed yet, please go ahead and subscribe, and of course, like this video. All right, so Stephen A. Smith points out a lot that we already knew sort of heading into the Olympic Games. And it's not to take anything away from Asia Wilson or any of the other current players on the USA basketball team. This is not about their performance on the court, which of course has been pretty good to this point. But just looking at those attendance numbers should tell you everything that you need to know about the Caitlyn Clark effect not actually in effect. And what I mean by that is that USA basketball, for some strange, bizarre reason, decided it was a good idea to not have Caitlyn Clark on their team, completely ignoring I want to be like Mike. I mean, completely ignoring the advertising ramifications, the marketing ramifications, and the very fact that Caitlyn Clark has an allegiance of fans unlike anything that anybody has ever seen in women's basketball before. Look, I'm not saying Caitlyn Clark would be the best player on the USA basketball team, but certainly if you take out the first 10 games of her WNBA career and just look at what she's done since then, you can tell, as well as everybody else in the world except for the USA basketball organization, that Caitlyn Clark was absolutely ready to be on USA basketball. Now, I know it was just an all-star game, but you saw how good Caitlyn Clark is at distributing the ball. You know, I think maybe Caitlyn Clark doesn't get enough credit for being an actual great point guard. That is something that is often overshadowed by her shooting ability. Look, ultimately, USA basketball made a catastrophic misstep by not including Caitlyn Clark on this particular team. It made absolutely no sense to us then. It's made absolutely no sense to us since the Olympics have actually started. I want to know what your thoughts are, North America. Do you think that the USA women's basketball would be selling out their arenas? Do you think more people would actually be tuning in to watch women's basketball at the Olympics if Caitlyn Clark was on the team? Personally, I think the answer to that is absolutely yes. Go ahead and drop in your comments and opinions. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please go ahead and subscribe. And of course, like this video. For the Underrated, I am Dave DeBaugh, wishing you all a tremendous rest of your sports viewing day. To the guitar riffs we go.
You've been listening to the Underrated Podcast with Dave DeBaugh, presented by underrated.media.